Hello and welcome to this training today. Today we're going to be talking about writing offers and the steps that you need to take when you're writing an offer for the first time. I'm going to be sharing my screen. And as you can see, I have a simple checklist that you, as a new agent, will be receiving. And it's writing an offer checklist. And we're going to go over it right now to make sure that you are aware of every step that is required when making an offer. It's very important that if you are working with a coach, that you let your coach know that you're working with a client, that you're showing properties. That way your coach can help you to get a head start on what is the dot loop setup and starting to do the documents that you need previously to writing an offer. If the time comes that you are in need to write an offer right away and you haven't started any of this, it might take a little bit longer. So you have to let everybody know that you are going to be taking a little bit to submit an offer because of the amount of stuff that needs to be done. It's very important to be connected or to be part of the realtors, the Association of Realtors, so you can have access to all the GAR forms on dotloop and also your credentials to log into dotloop. It's very important to obtain your NERDS number. And this number, it is given when you signed up to the Board of Realtors, like I mentioned, and this number is going to be placed in dotloop, and then that way you can get started. So once you're connected, create a loop and add all required documents from the transaction checklist found in templates also. So we're going to go ahead and go to dotloop now. Your dotloop, if you haven't created any loops, well, you might not see these, you might not see your page the same as mine, but it'll look something like this, where you're going to have your front page, you're going to have this bar up here, your name and everything. So as you can see in the blue section right here where it says add loop, you're going to add a new loop to this new transaction. Even if the offer has not been accepted, even if you don't know if the offer is going to be accepted, you can start a loop to get your documents started. Remember that before writing an offer, you have to have a brokerage engagement agreement signed with your client. And it's a contract between you and the client that states that you are going to be representing and writing offers for them. So let's get started. You're going to see when you click on add loop, you're going to see 3 steps, and it's going to be loop name, photo, which you do not have to upload, and you're going to click finish or view loop. Since I don't want to create a new one, I'm going to show you a sample of what it would look like after you create one. So it's going to look something like this. And you're going to have your dot loop set up right here. You're going to write down the address of the property that you're going to submit an offer to. If you are barely starting to work with this client and you do not have the address of the property yet, you can write down the client's name here. But as soon as you go and see a property and you decide to write an offer, this is where you would change the name by simply clicking on it. It'll take you here, and then you can double click again, and then you can erase and then write down, the address. So let's go back to loop, and you're going to see a little menu down here where it says purchase. This is going to be a purchase. This is going to be a pre-offer. And then you can click details once you have the details of the property. But this is going to be your document section. This is where you're going to upload and download any documents that you're going to be processing or working with. This is going to be the section where you're going to be able to have different folders. I have two right here, but usually you will see one, and you are able to create more folders by just simply clicking add folder. In the bottom, you will see this box here that says people. This is where you're going to add all of the people that are going to be involved in this transaction, meaning yourself, who's going to be automatically added. Administration, it's going to be here already. You're going to add your client. If it's one client, then you add one person. If it's two clients, then you're going to add two clients separately. Remember, each person has to have their own email, even if they're spouses. So you're going to click on add person, write down the name, email, and you're going to click on the role. So this is a buyer, and it's going to appear for you to have put more information. You are welcome to write down more information if you want to. But the most important is the name, the email, and the role. So once your clients are added, you're going to start downloading documents. You're going to go to folder. And we are going to, let's archive all of these. Okay, I can't do that. We're gonna create a folder to simulate that is an empty folder. So when you have a folder, you click on it and it's gonna drop 3 boxes here. You have the option to email yourself documents, browse, meaning from your computer, where a window's going to come out and you're going to upload any documents that you might have downloaded from email or any other place, or templates, which is the place where you're going to find all of your GAR form here. So right here, you have a checklist, a buyer checklist. You're going to go to it. The first document is always the exclusive buyer brokerage agreement. And this is very important for you to sign before anything else. So you're going to choose that one. You're going to choose protect yourself when buying a home, understanding the ABCs of agencies. This is an option if a property is going to be under construction. This is going to be an option if the property is in an HOA community. You're going to choose that. And then you're going to choose the exhibits, which is the type of loan that they're going to have. If they're working with an FHA loan, then you choose this one. If they're working cash, then you choose the cash exhibit. Also, since we do not hold earnest money deposits, we usually choose the attorney to do so. And you will choose 2 documents that are very important. Closing attorney acting as a holder of earnest money, which is letting everybody know that the attorney is going to be the one to be holding the earnest money. Again, if it's an all cash, then you use this exhibit, all cash sale exhibit. If it's a conventional, USDA, etc. The purchase and sales agreement is literally the contract, the offer. So you can choose that one also. And so far I've chosen seven documents, but you still need more. And you can go to your menu right here and go to Georgia Buyer Package. The first one that you're going to select here is the transaction checklist, which is the one that you're going to be using to remind yourself of which documents you need, and you can click off all the documents that you have. Russell Peterson affiliated business disclosure. This is one that is part of the checklist. These are just amendments. What buyers should know about flood insurance. We already have that one. And this is the agreement of closing attorney. This is the document that is sent over to the attorney, which he signs. And this is him agreeing to hold up earnest money. Then you're going to need La Rosa Realty customer disclosure. And this is for later. So right now we're gonna download all of these documents. We're gonna put them in order. And it's very simple. All you have to do is, I'm trying to look for the transaction checklist. You click on it and you drag, you hold and drag. So we're gonna try to put all of these documents in order. This is your transaction checklist, starting with section A, initial review, and then section B, which is the second review. And this is what you need in the initial: the purchase and sales agreement, the loan exhibit, the seller's property disclosure. This is only for listings. But once you go under contract, you get this document from the listing agent for you to sign, and then it'll be also part of your checklist. The community association exhibit, which we already have. We're going to click off all the ones that we have. So we have a loan exhibit, we have the purchase and sales agreement. We have, this is only for properties, the lead-based paint exhibit is only for properties built before 1978. And the attorney exhibits, we're gonna click those off, and copy of earnest money once you have it. The exclusive buyer engagement agreement, this is where it goes. And then all of the disclosures, which is protect yourself when buying a home. La Rosa disclosure, wire, I think this is the one that we're missing, the wire fraud prevention and the affiliated business. We already have it. So as you can see, we have most of the documents here. We click it off and then we put them in order in the back, back in the folder. So I like to start with the first documents before we even start doing any offers. I like to always put the exclusive buyer brokerage agreement first, because that is the very first document that has to be signed. So you open the document and the autofill box is going to appear, which you can, I suggest that you fill out the information here. That way it's always here available for you to autofill a document without having you to write it down each time. So you're going to write down the document, fill it out, and have it signed. And the way that we fill this out will be in a different class. So once everything is done, remember to always sign and put the receipt of copy of agreement hereby. You put the time and the date of acceptance, and you click save. Once you have that, you use the pamphlets or disclosures, which is this one, these right here. This one is also a disclosure. This is also a disclosure. And this is also a disclosure. So all of these documents are your initial documents that you need to fill out. Remember that the disclosures, not all of them have signatures for the client to sign. In these cases, you are going to be adding an initial here. And then you're going to assign the field to the client, save and send it for signatures. So some of them have the option to sign, some of them don't have the option, and you have to add an initial for the client to sign. Always have these documents signed first, because once the time comes for you to write an offer, all of these documents your client has to sign. So instead of sending your client to sign, like 1,000 documents, I'm exaggerating, of course, it's better for you to have all of these documents signed before you submit an offer. Once you're ready to submit an offer, you are going to need these documents right here, which is the purchase and sales agreement, the loan exhibit. In this case, we're using an FHA loan, which is the most common, but you will choose whichever one your client applied to. You're gonna sign the closing attorney acting as a holder of the earnest money. And this agreement is signed once the offer is accepted. So for now, you will need these 3 documents, plus you will need your client's pre-approval or pre-qualification letter from the bank. So you're gonna be sending 4 documents. And then, whatever document the listing agent sends over to sign, once the offer is accepted, then you sign the same day and it'll become part of the contract. So that's pretty much it for now. Any other step, obviously your coach and myself are going to be there to help you out and to guide you along the way. It's a lot of documents to fill out, but obviously we are here to help you step by step. We do prefer to guide you the first time that you write an offer, because there's a lot of little details that you can't miss. If you write it wrong, it's just a hassle to fix it. You might have to write an amendment to the contract, which is also a lot of signatures. So it is better for you to contact your coach, for you to write it down. If you feel comfortable writing the offer, then do it, but always send it to your coach to revise, to make sure that everything is filled out correctly and everything is filled out and no mistakes are done before sending an offer. So this is very crucial information for you to send it over to your coach to take a look at it and make sure that every space is filled out correctly before you send it out. So once the purchase and sales is signed, that is your contract, and any changes will have to be negotiated and add an amendment to it. So this is it for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to write any comments below or contact your coach. Thank you very much.